Hi, Gene Burnett from geneburnett.com. Hey, I thought I would share something with you that happened to me recently that was a good illustration of how, an example of how my Tai Chi training and balance and being present and connected in my physicality has helped me in my life as I've gotten older. I had a bout of vertigo this past week. Um, it happened about 7 or 8 days ago. I was sleeping on my left side. When I turned over to my right side, I felt like the room was spinning around like that. And I went, whoa, and I came back to the other side thinking, oh, it's just an inner ear thing. And I went to the other side, and it happened again. And then I kind of went to the middle, and I was sort of okay. Didn't really realize what was going on, so I just got up and went to the bathroom, and I just got very, very, very dizzy. I don't know about you, but when I get dizzy, if I get car sick or motion sick or any kind of like disorientation visually, my first, or in my head, my first impulse is it connects directly to the pit of my stomach, and it makes me feel nauseous and ill. Like it happens historically, just those two things kind of go together. So when I got dizzy, I also got extremely nauseous, as though I was on the worst amusement park ride you can think of, the Zipper maybe. I almost fell on the ground. I had to just sit there and kind of get my orientation back, because when I feel like I'm going to throw up, my temperature goes up and I just feel crappy as hell. And it kind of passed, and I was sort of like, I sort of regained myself, and I was okay. And well, to make a long story just a little bit shorter, I got on the internet and I started doing some research and looking around, and I also was noticing how this thing was operating in my life. What I found information-wise made me think, I'm pretty sure this is this vestibular, proximal vestibular positional vertigo, something like that. I was pretty sure that was it, because my physical balance was fantastic. My hearing was exactly the same, no changes in vision, nothing about my orientation and balance was the slightest bit off if I was upright and just standing and fine. So it was all about what position I was in. So I sort of ruled out a brain tumor or an ear tumor for now, and self-diagnosed myself with having this kind of vertigo. So the first day I took off, but the second day I went right back to working out and teaching and doing the kind of things that I do. Every day to me is a long workout. Basically, I don't stop. I have to take breaks, but I'm just working out all day in some form, whether I'm teaching or in here working out with some of my fitness toys, or I have a lot of things that I like to touch base with every day. So if I don't do that, I'm going to get fatter and in more pain and more likely to end up in a doctor's office, and I'd like to avoid those three things as much as I can. So that's what I do. My day's a workout. So I went back to doing that, and I just started seeing what I could do and what I couldn't, and very quickly, within a day or two, I realized what exactly I could do and what I couldn't. So if I was lying back on my back and I come upright like this, I was going to get like the room was going to spin around a few times, and it was going to make me feel weird in my stomach. So if I go from back to upright, I should turn over first and then kind of come around and then kind of come up slowly, and if I get a wave, sit down, and then I come back up, and basically I get to equilibrium, and then I'm fine. So that was one of it. Coming up, I have to be careful coming up. And the other thing was looking up to the left. If I looked up to the right, no problem. But if I look up to the left, I would get this wave of dizziness. So like triangle pose in yoga, I could do the one where I look up to the right, but I couldn't do the one where I look up to the left. So you can see it was really, really, really positional. And apparently there's little little hairs in your ear that have grains of crystal on the tip of them, and they float, and they in this and if those get dislodged or out of place or something, it can mess with your balance. Some people have one episode and never get another one. Some people have it 1, 2, 3 times a year they get it. Some people have it almost constantly, and sometimes it's really bad and even needs surgery or something. So mine lasted about a week. In the middle of the day on the Sunday after a week. It was a Saturday, and then a week went by to another Saturday, and then that Sunday in the middle of the day I took a nap, and when I laid down, when I first laid down, I often get one spin. and that went away. That didn't happen. So when I got up, I just got up as I normally would, and nope, didn't happen. So it just kind of got back in place and worked itself out. But so I got to know it. I got to figure out what are the things I can do, and I would go to the edges of them sometimes. I'd just look up to the left until it just started, because I just wanted to see, that's the edge, that's where I don't want to go. And once I figured that out, I mean, I didn't go on my inversion table, still haven't. I didn't do handstands. I didn't lie on my back and come up real quick. I only did that once. And, so I just worked around the dizziness, and then I even got to the point where I thought, if this never gets better, I will be very grateful to be alive, and I will be almost as functional as I am now. So there'd just be some things I'd have to be careful about. So I got to the place where I could accept it never going away. And then one day it went away. So now I don't have it. So I am a tiny bit, I recognize, just like on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is throwing up out the car window, I'm like a 1 or 2 motion sickness. There's like a little woozy, just a little tiny bit dizzy, tiny bit dizzy, just a little bit. I don't know if it's anything, or if it's always been there and I'm just now noticing it. Not really inconvenient, just a little tiny bit of wooze there that you just want to take into account. So yeah, I kind of rode with it, and I also learned something important that I think might be able to help me in the future, and that is when I would lie down and the dizziness the room would spin once, or I would get up and it would start to do that. I realized that it's a little hard to describe, but if I sort of get on that roller coaster and take that spin, it really makes me nauseous, and it's a painful, dizzying feeling. It's really, really disorienting and really nauseating. But if I instead concentrated below my neck on my physical body, the placement of just my weight and my sort of physicality, and just focused on gravity and being in my body, it's almost like the dizziness happened, almost like it was happening to somebody else. It was like it was like a roller coaster that I was watching but didn't get on, and it was easier to just let it happen instead of thinking, oh no, I got to stop this thing, because I wasn't on the roller coaster. I was just watching it. So I don't know if that'll help me in the future, but it might help me if I get you can get an attack of this anytime, anywhere, I guess. I don't know. This one just happened when I woke up. So, if I get one while I'm riding my bike or something, I need to be able to come to a stop and settle myself and let it unravel. I started noticing doing the spinning palm change in Bagua, where you take 3 fairly quick spins in a row, and then when you come out of that, you're in kind of a kung fu-y position like this, and it is a place where whatever dizziness you have from doing that palm change catches up with you. While you're spinning, it's okay. And then when you come to that stop, things, and I just practiced, just today I was doing the spinning change, and I got that thing going, and when I landed, I didn't think about up here dizzy. I just went down into my body and just felt where I was physically, and it's like the dizziness happens slightly elsewhere, and then I just settle, and then I go to the next move, and it was good. So it's already helping me not jump on that train, especially with my stomach. So it's a nice little touch to add to daily life. So meanwhile, I started a little Vertigo diary, and I wrote down what happened every day from the first day and to the last day, and I hope I never open it again. I hope that was my one and only my one and only shot at that. But if it comes again, dude, I'm ready. I'm not going to get cocky. I'm not ready. But I'm ready to give it my best. Yeah, I'm ready to try and keep my balance. All right. Take good care. I hope this is helpful. If you are experiencing something like this, you might not have the medical phobia that I have, so you might be better advised to go to a doctor. I did talk to a friend of mine who's a retired doctor, and the first thing he suggested was that it was what I thought it was before I said a word. So it's all right. Yeah, I think I'm on the right track. All right, take good care, and we'll see you in LA.